closing it down.
Oh, yeah, you can play this Harry Potter
WB is closing down. Goodbye, Nemesis. Is it called Nemesis? What's their fucking little bullshit?
WB's not closing down.
No, what's
Monolith?
No, it's not Monolith.
Oh, what are you talking about? What's
What are we
going
talking
on?
about?
We're talking about WB closing studios.
Yeah, close the studios. What did Shadow of War have? What was their like
Nemesis System.
Nemesis System. Goodbye, Nemesis System.
Goodbye.
It was so amazing, but it closed down. They put a patent on it, and now they have it held down. Could have been great in Arkham Knight. That's what they were talking about. It was supposed to be in the Arkham Knight game.
So we're talking about Warner Brothers has recently come out in the news and has said that they are closing down studios. Big old shakeup at WB Games, and they're closing Monolith Productions, who you may know as the creators of Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War.
My precious.
And the creators of the Nemesis System that was very popular, that never saw the light of day past that game. And they also closed down the studio behind the Multiverses series or game.
Yeah, no one gives a shit about that one.
Was out. This is a crazy story, though. So the game came out in early access. They removed it from everything.
Yep.
And then went dark for a year, and so they're going to fix it or like redo it or whatever. And they brought it out full release.
Yep.
And then 4 months ago, Warner Brothers bought them, and now they shut them down. What a shitty
Hope
deal.
they made off with some cash at least.
Probably not.
Probably
They
not.
probably did.
And they also shut down WB Games San Diego, which I don't know what they're working on. But it was very sad. WB San Diego was working on what was described as an exciting new AAA free-to-play cross-platform game. So that was scrapped. And then the biggest thing, though, Monolith was currently working on the Wonder Woman game.
Yes.
And that is no longer happening.
Very disappointing.
Probably a good
Even
thing.
Like Jeff was talking about that at his
Yeah.
little thing
G-off.
down here at the old South by, like them promoting it, and everyone's asking, "Oh, when are we going to see more?" And then all of a sudden, WB's like, "No,
Yeah.
No more.
no more."
Just like he also mentioned Transformers game that got announced,
nicked,
and
yeah.
now it's been canceled ever since.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hoorah!
Apparently, there was an email that was sent to employees stating a disappointing 2024 for the company's games division, saying they would focus on only 4 franchises going forward: Harry Potter / Hogwarts Legacy,
Yep.
Mortal Kombat,
Yep.
DC, and then primarily Batman when it comes to single-player led games, but may include other opportunities as a new DCU gets built, and then Game of Thrones. So that is what they're focusing on going forward.
So no other DC properties, just Batman.
Maybe a little bit, but after Suicide Squad, probably not.
Now,
Because that was a disaster for them too.
well, the big issue with that is that like James Gunn came out and basically said like anything dealing with DC is going to be connected to his universe, TV shows, video games, everything. So I feel like that's what's hindering that. I mean, he can do the Elseworld stuff just like they're doing with Robert Pattinson's Batman. It's like an Elseworld story. And they might do that with this Batman Arkham series, but I have a feeling what they're leaning more towards for DC side of things is that it's going to be interconnected into his whole DC universe.
I want to know who said that was the best idea for.
James Gunn did. And so far it's doing pretty well. I mean, with Creature Commandos, it's already establishing a world.
I don't even know what that is.
I haven't heard of it either.
It's an animated TV show on HBO Max.
Wait, is this the one that's
certified
like-
fresh currently? And it is.
Is that a new saying the kids say?
Oh no, that's Rotten Tomatoes thing.
Oh,
Yes, 100%
like,
certified
what?
fresh. So, and it has one of the voice actors is going to portray the character in the new Superman movie. He plays Randall Flagg, which is Rick Flagg's father, and it's a great TV show. Like it's hands down pretty goddamn good.
Okay.
And that's what James Gunn is trying to reach, because he's not just trying to reach the cinema aspect of it. He's trying to touch everything.
Interesting.
And that's what he's going with. So, and then he's planning on coming out with a, oh, you're going to like this. He's planning on coming out with like almost a stop motion animation TV show or movie that deals with Dick Grayson and Jason Todd.
Why stop motion?
Let the man cook. That's the only thing I can say. Let him cook. We'll see what happens. But sorry, to digress a little bit.
One last point for me. I just don't see how that works. Like some people, like just let some people make the game they want to make.
Yeah, let him make
the story they want to make.
No. Let
but
him
why
make
does
the story.
It have to
He's
tie
gonna.
in?
He wants it to tie in to help these people. It's the same way. Prime example, right? Is Arcane, the cyberpunk shit, right? Edge Runners, is that what it was called? That brought people back to the gaming, right? Why can't it work the other way around?
I think the reason why, in my opinion, would be games take so much longer to make. It's really hard for them. Like Suicide Squad, for example, came out last year. Had that come out like when Suicide Squad came out, probably would have been better. But you can't have that stuff line up. And I feel like a lot of these companies are trying to line these things up, and you just can't have it follow the same like timeline and expect them to like. I mean, by the time this next game comes out from DC or whatever, you're gonna have been able to produce 2 or 3 more properties of movies and stuff like that. Which means that you might have to shift the game property if they shift the direction of the story or
but
whatever.
Also, it could be obscure titles, right? Like Creature Commandos. How many of you guys know about Creature Commandos in the DC universe? Fucking none of you, right? So you can easily take any kind of DC property with this Batman thing. This is going to be a already well-established Batman in the series. He already been through 3 different Robins. So we can still get his backstory either in an animated film or in a fucking video game of some sort.
I think they should stay in their own lane.
I won't say it's not possible. I just think it's going to be very tough, and it's possible. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
I mean, if it works out, it's great.
Yeah, if it works out, it'll be great. I just want another Arkham game. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm about it.
Actually, today they leaked images from the canceled Arkham Knight sequel.
Yeah,
today.
Yeah.
So I was showing Austin that today.
Not surprised.
Yeah. So
the next Batman's going to get canceled too. Don't worry, it'll
more
come.
likely.
Yeah. It's really sad though, but they mentioned that they're going to be focusing more on fewer but bigger franchises as they aim to return to growing its mobile games revenue.
Ew.
Get excited.
Ew.
As well as regain our credibility and swagger producing great games. The product market fit and quality of too many of new releases has really missed the mark. And then this is Peretti, who is I think the CEO right now of Warner Brothers. He said we need to and will do better for our fans first and foremost, and also because regaining that credibility is critical to us securing even more investment in games in the years to come. Getting our swagger back happens one high quality game release at a time, and our financial credibility gets rebuilt one fiscal quarter at a time, delivering what we said we would deliver and no big negative surprises.
I think he already lost their swagger when they said they lost their swagger. Who says swagger?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, seriously. But I've heard a lot that like this David Haddad guy, he was the one that was basically has been leading the WB Games division for a decade, and started with probably one of the Arkham games, and they were riding a high for a while there, and then all of a sudden we got Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, we have Multiverses, we have Quidditch Champions.
Can't forget about Shadow War.
Well, that was before his time.
Oh, before his time? Oh, shit.
I think so. So,
I thought that came out after the Arkham series.
Let me see here.
After Arkham Asylum. Pretty positive it did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did too.
Because Arkham Asylum came out first, and this one did. Pretty sure this came out after Arkham City.
You're probably right. I'm not sure when he joined.
No, I think it came out before Arkham City. Sure? I'm not 100%. I feel like Arkham City looks better than this game. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I'm pretty Because they were planning on using the Nemesis system for the Arkham Knight game.
True. Let's see. Arkham.
So you're trying to figure out which came first, Arkham City or
Shadow of Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor. Not Shadow of War, because that's the sequel to Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah.
Which I still need to beat that game.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Let's see. Shadow
of Mordor came out in 2014.
Ooh.
So that would have been 11 years ago.
And then
Arkham City came out when?
we're doing it live, folks.
Doing it live.
Hey, yokes.
Pretty sure I'm right on this.
Pretty sure.
Arkham City came out in
2013.
2011.
Ooh. See? So Arkham City came out first.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so he
Interesting.
was not here yet when Arkham City came out.
No, he was here after the Shadow of War.
He was here after, like, a year after Shadow of War. So he didn't really have an involvement in Shadow of War.
Okay, so, but he didn't have any involvement in Arkham either.
No.
Okay.
He had an involvement with Arkham Origins, which was a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a dumb. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Mixed
I mean,
feelings with
not.
that.
I mean, I know you said it was
I know
good,
what you
but
mean,
it's
yeah.
like, you know,
When it released, it was a
yeah,
dumpster fire,
yeah, it was not as appreciated and stuff like that.
Yes.
So he was there for that. He was there for Arkham Knight. He was there for Hogwarts Legacy too. But it's like a lot of people. What's interesting about Hogwarts Legacy is I think that. I mean, they look at that one as like the pedestal, like this is like the echelon, and like we got to do everything like this and stuff like that. But that was such an anomaly. I mean, it was a great game, fantastic game. But it's like they're expecting that things are going to do what Hogwarts Legacy did, and you kind of can't, because the amount of people that don't play games that jump into Hogwarts Legacy is kind of insane. I mean, because it's everybody loves Harry Potter.
Exactly.
You know,
I don't know how many women I talked to that have never played any video games, but when that Harry Potter game dropped,
Right?
they fucking got
Even
it.
Lizette
Yeah.
was like, oh, I want to play that.
I'm gonna fucking play this. Do you know what you're
It's
doing?
crazy.
Nope, not a clue. I suck at it. But you know what? I got it. And I'm like, that's so weird.
It really is lightning in the bottle.
Fascinating.
It's a game people have been wanting for a long time. And Harry Potter games did come out in the past, but they're more like following the story.
Yeah, following the movies and stuff.
Very linear.
Yeah.
And this one is definitely something that allowed it to expand and finding
Light
a time,
RPG.
finding a time that they can really dive in and do their own thing to some degree. And hopefully they can continue that going forward. But yeah, like they just let them cook and they came out with something amazing. And then now that there's a success, Warner Brothers wants to step in and be like, oh, let's release a Quidditch game because everybody wants that next. And it's like, yes, but not on mobile. It's shit. It's literal shit.
And that's the big thing, right? And we all preach this is quality over quantity.
Yeah.
And I think WB needs to, just like you said, they just need to cook some stuff up and just stay focused on that one thing and cook it up and be good.
Yeah.
So
I think a good reference to look at is because I feel like, we talk about all this time, like the gaming industry is just all about money at this point. Like they're not letting their IP breathe or do its thing. They're just like, okay, how can we make the next dollar so we can increase our budget or increase our revenue for the quarter? If you look at George Lucas, what did he do? He created a really good story that resonated with people,
and
but he
they
didn't taint
sold
it
it
with
to
anything.
fucking assholes that tainted it.
Well, yes, that. But before all that, he made his millions off of all the merchandise that he sold, toys and all this stuff, and that's what people wanted. He made a story that resonated with people, and then once you introduce that stuff into something that's purchasable, people, the fandom, like that's the whole thing, is like fandom. Why can't we go back to that? Why are we trying to get everything that's so digital? I feel like we've lost all the material stuff that normally in the past people were hyped for, and now it's just like, oh, get your digital stuff here and that. I guess it costs way less to make digital stuff than to make physical stuff. But
Yeah.
I mean, if George Lucas could have done it in the past, he can do it now. Like people are all about physical things still. Maybe I'm wrong.
Economy's not there anymore for that.
Well, that too. That too.
I'm
Yeah, that's all over. It's not happening.
No, I don't know. I don't like. It's weird. WB, I feel like don't have like a lot of games going for them, anyways. But the ones that they do accomplish are very successful.
Yes.
But the only like 3 I can think of is Shadow, Arkham, and goddamn Hogwarts, and that's it.
Yeah, it really is.
So, but I mean, that's not saying much because look at Santa Monica Studios. They got fucking God of War.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So should they just stay focused on one IP and just Arkham games galore, baby? I'm good with it. You know,
I mean, tell the stories that you want to tell, and I understand that eventually the people who are in charge, like they just like we're done with this IP, and I get that. What's the next big thing? You know, don't just stop at like one.
I don't know. I think they fucked up on their little Smash Bros. Attempt test out theory.
Mad Max was under WB Games.
Oh, Mad Max is a fucking phenomenal game.
Highly underrated for the time.
Very underrated.
I think even like 5-6 years later, it was still playable and still fun.
Yeah.
I could replay that game right now. Like just what sucked about Mad Max is like the in-game content. There wasn't much.
I didn't get that far, but yeah, but it was fun. Everything I played, I couldn't stop talking about that game.
Yeah.
The other big thing that is under the WB Games ownership, I didn't realize, is TT Games.
What is it?
TT Games, which
Games.
does the Lego games. Yeah, so
that makes sense.
that's another big franchise that they run. But games that they publish that we haven't seen the light of day of. Well, we talk about Batman Arkham and stuff like that, but Fear, they worked on Fear back in the day.
Oh wow,
that was a good property that hasn't been around in forever.
Yeah, they closed that story up.
Yeah, but
they only came out with 2 games of Fear.
3.
Yeah.
Third one wasn't as good. But yeah, then it's just like a co-op thing, and it was not as well received. But yeah, once this David Hadid guy came into play, that's when things started going downhill because he joined the year that they released Injustice: Gods Among Us, and then they released Mortal Kombat, the reboot, and then after that, the following year, we started getting things like Batman Arkham Origins. We got Shadow of Mordor, so that was cool. But that was only a year after he joined, so I don't think he really had much with that.
Yeah.
They had the Lego Movie video game, Mortal Kombat X, Arkham Knight, Mad Max. I mean, that was cool. So there were some wins, some losses, but DC Universe Online came out on Xbox One.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That was going on forever.
That was going on for a hot minute.
Yeah, so a couple things here and there. A lot of IP properties, like based off of stuff,
Films.
A lot of Lego stuff. Oh, Hitman. They published Hitman. I didn't know that. It's with IO Interactive, so that was a pretty big deal. Back 4 Blood they published. Did not know that either. Huh.
Wow.
Interesting. I mean, they've had some successes, but I think it's definitely unfortunate that, they didn't give these. I mean, the Rocksteady thing is a really, really big bummer. Suicide Squad just is such a disappointment.
It is.
There. And then just like Middle Earth, too. It's just like that Wonder Woman game probably would have been really cool.
It would have been fucking phenomenal.
It also could have been really bad, but we don't know. We'll never know.
I don't know if they base it off of anything with like Shadow of War. Shit, dude.
Well, I think it was supposed to be like
no, because they were going to use
stuff.
It was supposed to be online.
I might be wrong about that. Let me see. Continue talking.
I don't know. Can't wait to see like fucking screenshots of it and shit.
Yeah, if they ever come out.
Yeah. 4 or 5 years later.
Yeah, I think it was. I think maybe at one point it could have had some online component. I do remember they were going to have the Nemesis system in it, and they were talking about making it instead of Nemesis of like bad people, it would be a Nemesis system that would be focused around like your NPCs and your allies and stuff in the world, which is kind of interesting. They said that one thing we know for certain, it would not have been a live service or co-op focused experience. It was going to be a action game, leans on melee combat and world exploration, open world, dynamic open world. The third-person experience will allow players to become Diana and introduce an original story in the DC universe while also featuring a Nemesis system. Wonder Woman is not being designed as a live service. Yeah, just a big open world action adventure game.
So I'm looking at nme.com.
That sounds legit.
Yeah. They said the game was scrapped. Scrapped game reportedly cost Warner Brothers more than $100 million.
Yeah, sounds right.
I was like, oh, that's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
Sometimes you just got to cut your losses.
Yeah. It's sad. It's a bummer, but it's just the ongoing story and conversation in this world, unfortunately, where we get more and more studios that are just getting shut down and super talented developers that aren't getting to see their game come to fruition. But I mean, it was interesting when I was told you guys about that PlayStation head guy and like his pedigree and stuff like that. And he was like, there's so many games that nobody knows get canceled.
Oh, yeah.
That we just like shut down that don't ever see the light of day that they could be working on for 3 years, you know?
Yeah.
But it does blow my mind though how some games do release still. Like how did Golem release?
Oh my God.
You know, like how did that come out? But then
That
one of
should
them
have been canceled.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're right. You're right. Because I remember they had the StarCraft Ghost game that was going to be a
Yeah.
third person stealth shooter campaign, and it got scrapped, even though it had a huge, like, everybody was hyped.
Star Wars 1313, man.
Yeah.
1313,
That too.
Jesus.
That too. Just
So
it's
much good
sad.
stuff.
There's a lot of good things that could have came out and kept a lot of the money rolling, but I think we do have to hit a low point, and I think we're pretty much at the deepest we can go with all the cancellations and layoffs.
I
and
hope
stuff.
so, man. I hope we start entering a bigger year, but I don't know. After freaking, apparently the stock market today lost like 1 point something trillion dollars.
Man.
Thanks, Trump.
It's just like crazy, man. Such a crazy situation. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think we're gonna have people who just like love games and put their time and heart into it and just make some really cool, one developer games that
Indie games, baby.
end up, becoming something bigger.
Yeah.
Like Minecraft. Simplest, stupidest game of all time, and now it's as popular as Mario. Kids grew up on that, wanted to make games because of it. So it's cool to see stuff like that come about. So I'm pretty sure we'll see more of that in the near future.
I think Suicide Squad was a huge reason why Wonder Woman was canceled.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
very
100%.
So sad.
Yep.
That's what happens, man.
Yeah, R.I.P. Monolith. Hopefully those teams find new life in different places. I'm sure there's plenty of studios out there that are hopefully hiring now that are doing pretty cool things, and the opportunities out there. Just it sucks. I mean, imagine like working like 6 years on a project and just nobody ever
turn
find
around
out
and be
about
like, hey, it's canceled. Sorry.
Yeah, that's gotta suck. But
Well, hopefully they can use it towards something else. I don't know.
Yeah.
But also to like, especially if it's like your first job out of college or whatever.
Oy,
It's like you
brother.
spent the first 6 years of your life. and, like, you
Brother.
have nothing to put on your resume.
Brother.
It's like I worked on this canceled game that I can't tell you about because
Brother.
I'm
I
going to get
swear
sued.
I made things for it. But I can't show you that either.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, what a mess.
Yeah, it's just bad leadership across the board in all sorts of ways and chasing money, in my opinion.
Don't go chasing
See, this is why video game companies should not be publicly traded. Just stick to your own guns and live and die by your own hands, okay? That's my
Hard.
opinion. I know it's hard. Like, it does. It really sucks. Like, I completely understand.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't completely understand, but I
Well, I think this is a
understand enough.
situation too where it's like I think WB just like it was Warner Brothers wanted to make games. They're like, let's start a games division.
Yeah.
They were like, it'll be easy. They said it'll be so fine. They said
We'll
And
make
now
all
they're
the money,
realizing
they
it's
said.
not easy. Yeah. So it was just a unfortunate circumstance, but
Yeah.
hopefully they learn their lesson and don't make the same mistake twice.
They should shut it down.
Or
at
they've
this
made
point.
many.
We'll see.
Just shut it down. It's done.
No,
Yeah.
it's not done. It's still there.
No, I don't want other studios to go.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
Still.
I don't think it's too far gone for them
No.
at the moment.
They just
There's no
need to make
fucking
sure
way.
all the leadership is out of there, which they did already get the
Yeah.
leadership out. That was doing bad thing. So
And plus,
hopefully
they can
the
make
new
a
leadership's
third
better.
game of fucking Shadow, and everyone will lose their fucking mind.
Like if they just, if they
Like,
just
they'll
were
be
like,
fine. They'll live.
if they were like, Bethesda and just made every game like the way with just a Nemesis system, I think everyone would be happy. Just like, give us
maybe.
Batman with Nemesis. Give us more Shadows of Mordor with Nemesis. Give us all your game with Nemesis.
Nemesis.
I'd probably get stale after a while. They'd be
No.
like, nah,
Nemesis. Nemesis.
we're tired of these faces that don't move and stare at you in the middle of the screen. Talking about Bethesda.
Oh yeah, well that's different. That's different. That's a different story.
Yeah. Well, WB, there you have it, folks. Shut down some studios. No more Multiversus. No more Monolith. No more WB Games San Diego. Whatever that free-to-play
Game was
AAA
gonna
open
be.
world game would be. Yeah. Very sad. Sad state of gaming. Hopefully, we don't have any more sad news this year of cancellations or anything like that, but we'll see.
There's still more time in the year.